If you're 60 or over, you're probably either retired or thinking about retirement. Are you thinking about learning the harp during your retirement, or have you already begun? There are many challenges involved in learning to play the harp, but they're balanced by so many rewards. So let's talk about that harp journey. My name is Kathy Lowe. I started learning to play the harp when I was 68, and it's been a wonderful experience for me. So I thought I would create this channel, Prime Time Harpist, especially for those of you who are over 60 and learning to play the harp or thinking about learning. And today I'd like to specifically focus on those who are in retirement or planning to be retired very soon. Let's talk about the challenges first of learning to play the harp for an older adult. We might not pick up skills so quickly when we're older, so it might take a little bit longer and be a little more frustrating to start something totally new. If you've never played an instrument or learned to read music, the learning curve can be a little steep in the beginning for you. Unless you decide you want to play by ear, or can play by ear, and that's an option for you too. But if you haven't learned to read music, there are lots of avenues that you can take to do so as you are simultaneously learning to play the harp. You'll have to learn about musical notation and music theory, music terminology. It's like learning a whole new language. But fortunately, there are a lot of resources available to you. There are online courses. You might study with a teacher. There are books that you can refer to that will teach you to read music while you're learning to play. You might want to go back and look at 2 previous videos that I've made. One about harp books, and the ones that are most used and recommended by other harp learners. And then there's a second video that gives you a good overview of online harp learning communities that you can take advantage of. Even if you've played another instrument, the harp is like no other. You might have played a band instrument where you played treble clef or bass clef, one line of music at a time. You might have played piano, where you used both hands and could read both clefs. You might know how to read music as a vocalist, but have never played an instrument. So depending on what your experiences have been with music, it might take a little bit longer with the harp. Because the harp is oriented so differently from other instruments, it's a little bit disconcerting to have your hands placed in that vertical position, even if you've been a pianist playing that horizontal keyboard. And many people find it very challenging at first to put both hands together. But these are skills that will come as you get more and more used to the instruments, and perhaps you study with a teacher or work on your own. Some people have to work around physical limitations. Some of us have arthritis. Some are dealing with chronic pain. So you must figure out for yourself how to deal with playing the harp and minimize the amount of pain involved in doing so. So that's something else to think about, and a challenge that many people do work through as an older adult playing the harp. Also, there's the hurdle of finding a harp to begin with, and you want to play. How do you know what kind of a harp to get? What's the best harp to get? There's so many choices. And a lot of times people will go for the least expensive or something they find on Amazon, and that actually could turn out not to be a good decision and can hinder their progress. So it's a good idea to do your research if you don't have a harp already. Join some harp communities, ask questions about different harps, because there are so many people in these online communities now. They have all kinds of different harps and have tried all kinds of harps and can give you a good, honest appraisal if you've found something and you're wondering if that's a good harp for you to get. But you might just have a harp that was given to you, or that, belongs to a family member, and you can start out with that, and as you progress, you'll learn whether you need something different. So, moving on from those challenges, which are all challenges that can be overcome, go into it knowing there will be challenges, but knowing there will be many rewards. So, when you start to learn to play the harp as an older adult, particularly if you're retired, you'll find that you'll have a lot more flexibility in how you spend your time. You have a lot more control over how you spend your time. So you're free to take your time to learn as much as you can about the instrument and to explore all the options that are available to you. There's so many genres of music that can be played on the harp. It's a little overwhelming at first, and it may take you time to figure out where you want to land. So just having that time to really look into all the different aspects of harp playing, to find out who's available to help you in your area, who's available online to help you, what you can learn from other people who play the harp, what kind of music is there, who are the arrangers that adult harp learners tend to veer towards. There's so much to learn, but you have time, and you can take as much time as you want. There's simply a lot of joy to be gained from just hearing a harp. And as you play it, it's a way that will help you to relax and just bask in that beautiful sound that the harp makes. So there's the giant reward right there of the emotional treasures that it will bring to you and the relaxation and relief from stress that you get when you sit down at that instrument. And then, of course, there's also the joy that comes from playing for others. It brings them comfort, brings them peace of mind. It lets them hear the sound of the harp and see the harp, which people are so fascinated with. So you can bring joy to others as well as to yourself through your harp music. Because there are so many online communities available now, you'll find that you make connection to other harpists all over the world, people you never would have had an opportunity to meet otherwise. And you'll have chances to actually practice along with these people online and to make music with them online, to perform for each other, and you might even make some new friends. Playing the harp as an older adult with more flexibility in time and ability to travel will lead you on to new experiences. There are harp circles that meet together. There are harp retreats that you can attend. I attended one recently in Scotland. I never would have gone there had I not started to play the harp. I'm attending another harp conference in a few months in New Jersey. And at these types of gatherings, you meet all kinds of people from all different walks of life and all different countries of the world who played so many different types of music and want to share it with each other. It's such a joyful experience to get together in person with other harpists. And also, it keeps your brain alive to learn this new skill. You might be learning how to read music for the first time and music theory. All of these are new skills that will keep your brain alive and helping you to be able to remain a vital, active person in your elder years. So with all the challenges of tackling something brand new, the rewards that you get from learning to play the harp more than compensate for any bumps along the road. And there's so much help for you available, both in person and online, that any question you could possibly think of, there will be many people who can give you advice and answers. So go for it. Have a great experience learning the harp. And I'd love it now if you would share questions you might have about starting to learn the harp, or if you've already started, some of the challenges you've faced. And if you've overcome those challenges, how did you do that? At the end of this video, there'll be a link to the most recent video that I posted, along with a playlist of the videos I've recorded so far that have been the most watched over the past 5 years. I'll have my top 10 list available there for you that you might enjoy listening to the pieces that got the best response from viewers online. I'd also love it if you'd subscribe to my channel, and I hope I'll see you back here again soon. In the meantime, happy harping.